This is We Burlesque.
When you're developing an act, and I know that some of your acts are old enough to have multiple songs.
Yes.
Does the choreography and the gist of the act usually stay roughly the same, just the music change?
No.
Completely different.
Yeah, because I used to do my Black Mask act to God Hates a Coward by Tomahawk, and it's a very that in that act, the original, it was for a Batman show. It was created for a Batman show. Epic Win Burlesque had done 2 Batman shows, and I was invited to like one of the other ones. And I remember getting here's the list of all the things that are taken. And I'm like, oh, I will find a character. You trust me. But the original act had me torturing Alfred, like to death. And so it was very intense and the movement. And that was an act where I was like, yeah, I can't take how brutal and aggressive I get after, like I get really aggro. I'm like, ugh. And one time I did it at Bazaar, and the person who sat in for Alfred, I ended up hitting them so hard they fell off the chair, and I apologized so much later because I was so I changed it to a different song, Love on the Brain by Rihanna, which wasn't part of this list, but
no, it is.
It's a complete.
You have Love on the Brain on here.
Oh, I do.
It's still a little further down.
Okay, so, but it's a completely different act now. It's the same character because they're both villains and horrible people, but it's the delivery that's different. And because it's a different delivery, it gives me a different headspace. And I'm wearing a giant head, and I'm not worried about what my face is doing. I'm letting my body talk because Love on the Brain by Rihanna. It is a sexy as fuck song.
It is. Do you want to jump to that one since we're talking about it?
I'm going to jump to it also. Do you know the sex hotel that used to be near the Liberty Inn? Do you know the Liberty Inn?
I don't.
The Liberty Inn was a great sex hotel right across from City Winery in that area, across from Little Island. Anyway, me and my lover, he would always create these playlists, and we would have these sexy times at the hotel. And one time this song came on, and he was like, do you know who this is? I bet you can't guess who this is because you're not used to hearing. And I was like, Rihanna? Oh my God, she can really, and it was the first time I said it, she can really sing. Like, it's not that she's the best singer in the world, but the kind of stuff, the style of music that she normally sings is very like catchy, reggae, dancehall, hip-hop-ish pop, right? And this
more
is
vibes than vocal performances.
And this is like, she's just singing.
Yeah.
And it's so heartfelt. Like I love it. So when I decided I wanted to change the music for Black Mask, I also thought if my dude, Giuseppe Joe Suitcase, is ever in the audience and he hears this, it's gonna make him feel a certain, because he's the one who introduced me to the song.
Sure.
I'd never heard it before.
It is a twisted choice for Black Mask.
Yeah. true.
To go just
I just recently did this act earlier this month, April 9th, in Harlem, Stella Nova show, Uptown Strip Down. My second appearance, and my first appearance was nerve-wracking because here's the thing that doesn't happen all the time: performing for a mostly Black audience. And let me tell you, they don't just go FEM APPEAL and then the claps come. You have to earn those claps. And then later they have a whole conversation about why you were good at what you just did on stage. Like they want to really break it down. So my second appearance was Black Mask on April 9th, and it went over really, really well. And it went over, it's another one where you don't expect the music based on what the person looks like. But I'm still like evil. I'm still doing evil, torturous things with my body.
With your body. Well, it's just we'll listen to it, and then I have a follow up to that. So we'll be right back.
Okay.
This is Love on the Brain from Anti from Rihanna.
Yeah.
Love on the Brain. Why do you think you are drawn to depicting baddies and psychopaths and villains so frequently? As an amiable, affable individual yourself.
That is a great question.
Thank you.
And now, I think I find them more interesting. I think that as someone who never thought showing my body in burlesque wasn't the reason why I did it, that was the part I had to figure out how to get comfortable with. But the storytelling I always loved. And I feel like when I'm a baddie, I get to embrace some of the things that maybe in my daily life I can't be all the time. Like I'm very conscious of how I'm perceived, and I don't think I'm a pick-me or a try-hard or anything like that. But I hate the stereotype of the angry Black woman. So I try to be the opposite, you know? But then I get my power back when I'm on stage. And I just resonate more with demons and weirdos and bad guys and villains because I think you weren't born bad. It's a struggle, a daily struggle. And sometimes you let that other side take over. But at the end of the day, we're all baddies inside. You know, right? We have the capacity for good and evil. And there's a wonderful Star Trek episode, the original series, that highlights you can't get rid of your other half. It's part of you. It's part of you. All you can do is try to embrace and be better. Or just acknowledge, you know, feelings are valid. All feelings are valid. But I love the act, and I just like being a creature. And if I could that's another thing. If I could actually build things and sculpt, I would be Halloween and Red Room, you know?
Yeah. You are part of, to me, you're part of that trinity, though. You know, but you have, Red Rum is on a level.
Oh my God. Have you seen Skeksis?
Yes, I have.
Holy shit.
Yes, I have. The brain in that individual.
Yeah.
She is one of our great mad geniuses.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
One of my favorite films is John Carpenter's The Thing. And I saw Red Rum do that at Philadelphia Burlesque Festival, and I lost my shit because it's one of the things that I love when everything that you put on has thought behind it, and nothing is extraneous or whatever. It's everything is purposeful. And then the music
Yeah.
choices. Red Rum's music, oh, yeah, true artistry.
Indeed. Indeed. And that's one of the reasons that I think that
What were you talking about?
we were
Yeah.
talking about playing bad people, because I talked to her about it that too, actually, on the pod, and it is
Yes.
this sort of like
Oh, okay.
allowance to allow yourself a certain way, and I appreciate that, because I guess we're, as marginalized folks, are very often coded as the bad people in movies and TV shows. Like, it's sort of like that Disney trope.
Right. Right.
So
Oh my
to
gosh.
see them get I guess their agency removed, or they get like they sort of get defanged, as it were, sometimes, like, because they're not as,
Yes.
I don't know if we're quite
Yes.
as capable of making them as complicated as they deserve to be.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Yes.
I think villains
And
need to be complicated.
right. And that's why, like, there have been two villains. We'll talk about the other one, but Black Mask was one of them, where I was like, this is too on the nose, the music and the everything else. I need to change it up, because sometimes you get bored. Like,
Mm.
anytime you hear your music, you should be excited and think about, oh my God, this is a great time when I'm on stage with this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not feeling it anymore, change it up. And some things you just you get rid of because it was a one-off,
Mm-hmm.
and you're happy that you did it, but it's a one-off.
Well, I've talked
It
to a couple
doesn't.
people too. Sometimes the music gets in the way
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it gets associated with something you don't want it to anymore. And then
Correct.
you're fighting against the audience, thinking about this terrible thing that the singer did,
Yes.
or you're thinking
Yeah.
about how
Yes.
it was used
Oh
in this
my
other
gosh.
movie. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can't fight against you can't fight the moonlight, and you can't fight against the music. Let's get into let's get into our next one.
Oh, this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah used to Dre's loved karaoke.
Uh-huh.
So when FEM APPEAL got sober, she really, it was one of those things where for a brief amount of time, I missed like a glass of red wine with pasta, but then I got over that. Like, I wasn't missing alcohol. But when it came to karaoke, the best part was I can't sing and I'm drunk as fuck, which is hilarious. So the first time I did karaoke without any booze or anything, I really emoted. Um, and I got through it all, and it felt good. It felt like, okay, this means this is something that you liked. You really, really liked. It's not associated with drinking if you still like it sober. So carry on. And I never drank because I'm like, I need courage in order to drink, but it was just part of going to karaoke, you know,
Mm.
the drinking. But this song is Alone Again by Dokken.
Let's listen to it. This is from Tooth and Nail.
And yes, it's from a certain time.
What time would that be, so appeal?
You know, big hair, leather jeans, right?
Yeah.
Glam, rockish.
I mean, many of the songs that you chose, I mean, not all of them, but your Depeche Mode, your Small Town Boy, your Alone Again, these are all from like 1984 to 5. Like, this is a groove that you enjoy. We get the Killing Joke in a minute. I
Yes,
believe that's also
yes.
from
Okay,
a certain era. So that's your sweet spot. That seems to be your
okay.
sweet spot.
Yeah, yeah. And I let in a few new things, like, who do I love right now? There's this band from, I think they're from Argentina, Paco y Amorosa or Catria. I forget what their name is, but they did Tiny Desk and a bunch of things, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
they're new and I love them, yay! Who else do I love that's new? There's Senseless Optimism. You can find them on YouTube, but it's like new and breathy and like black punkish, and I'm like, okay. So there's a lot of new stuff that like I can bop, but you're absolutely right. When I'm like looking to really jam out or have a good time, it's 90s or earlier, with
I
a
mean,
few early
yeah,
2000s. A few, yeah.
depending on selectively.
But I can like dance to anything of any era if it's, you know, good
If it,
bopping music. Bop, bop, bop. It's a
we have
bop.
we have good bopping music coming up. So tell me where this came into play. This next one.
Love Like Blood by
I was gonna say
Killing
"Love Me
Joke.
Again." I was gonna say "Love Me Again,"
Oh my
or we could
God.
whichever you wish.
Okay, you're probably gonna edit, right?
I mean, we'll see.
When I
Yes,
make mistakes. Love Me Again by John Newman. I really don't know how I found this song, but the minute I heard it, I was like, I have to dance to that. This would be so amazing. Oh, from Michael Myers. Ah, Michael Myers, what's the story for this one?
Yeah.
So, Michael Myers comes home from a day of just slaying and just wants to unwind. And it's like, if anybody, any of his neighbors saw him, you know, dancing, he would go over there and kill them. So he's got to close the blinds and get out his beverage of choice. I think he would be a Prosecco type.
Oh.
But just start dancing. And like, he might be doing it while he's cleaning his knives from all the blood. And when he's taking off he's acknowledging, I got to do some laundry tomorrow because look at all this blood, you know? But it's just fun to do. And it's unexpected. When I walk out slow like Michael Myers, and then people are like, okay, this is creepy. And then the music is whimsical and just fun. Yeah. So it's a nice surprise for people. And then they get weirded out again because it includes going up to an audience member and hovering menacingly until they say, please leave.
You don't take the mask off. And for so many people, that is very frequently the last thing in a burlesque act.
Right.
For you, that's just your face. That's just your head.
Yeah.
So when
I never take the mask.
Ever. Like, right? Because even black mask you keep on.
Right. All of them.
And
Demon, everything. Yep.
That's just what your body looks like when you are performing that act.
Right.
So you're doing nerdlesque, I think, to its most logical conclusion, which is this character doing burlesque.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Is there a FEM APPEAL act?
I
mean, obviously they're all extensions, but this is FEM APPEAL as FEM APPEAL?
I'm trying to think because there is an answer to that. Oh my gosh. Is there a FEM APPEAL act? I used to do this act to Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brasses. It was called Whipped Cream. And the album is Whipped Cream and the Cherry on Top. I created a very like janky outfit that was reminiscent of that album cover. And I was the whipped cream. I had a cherry on top. I was the whipped cream. And it was back when I was doing girl burlesque. Like when I was like, I have to wear gloves and heels and the stockings. Yeah. And I was very awkward, but being funny takes away the awkwardness. So, yeah, that was more me than a lot of the acts because that was just like, oh, I saw this album cover, and wouldn't it be funny if I pretended I was, oozing out of a can or whatever on stage? It was
yes.
fun.
Short answer is yes, it would be fun.
Yeah. And it's kind of like stuff I do normally, put on an outfit and then, do what I do, which is move my body.
It's the little FEM APPEAL shuffle, as I call it.
Yep.
I love it. All right, this is imagine if you will, audience at home, FEM APPEAL shuffling to Love Me Again by John Newman.
So good.
I believe that was one of the last I saw you do this song in a white suit before you applied it to Michael Myers at one of the last Kitty nights.
Oh.
It was sort of like circusy, kind of ringmaster-ish.
Okay.
But I saw the workshop. I saw you workshop this, technically.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, because he didn't have that song.
No.
Right. And I remember that white outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I remember so fondly, too? Because every once in a while, something reminds me, something pops up, and it's your show. Madonna. Papa Smurf. I did.
Papa Smurf.
No,
that
I
was
wasn't
Velocity.
Papa Smurf.
That was Velocity. You were Smurfette for Velocity.
That wasn't
show.
your show?
No,
I was
just in it.
Show.
I was just in it. No, that was at Coney Island.
Yes, it was.
For
but
Badass
I thought it was
Burlesque.
Specifically a Madonna show.
It was a Madonna show. But it wasn't my Madonna show. It was Velocity's Madonna show.
Okay.
Velocity started doing like these. She did Bowie and she did some very specific artist ones. And one of them happened to be Madonna at Coney. Because I was in that. And that's when I met Pearl Noir for the first time. That's when I worked with Darlinda for the first time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I still have a bit of a steel trap in here when it comes to certain things.
I love it. Good. Please. Yeah. Somebody has to.
Let's listen to Killing Joke, because we are taking a turn here musically. What's your Killing Joke storyline here?
So, Love Like Blood by Killing Joke. Jon Stewart had a show with MTV before he had The Daily Show. And I believe it was in 1994. And it was one of those things where it was like, hey, do you want to win free tickets to the Jon Stewart show? And I won free tickets to the Jon Stewart show. And I invited my mom. And Killing Joke was the musical guest. And my mother was not as enthused as I was about the music they were playing, but she was a good sport. And
she had fun.
And she is a big fan of Jon Stewart today. And all these years later, she was like, remember when we saw that band, that loud band, that band? And yeah. And this song somehow finds me. And it just had me last night. Last night, I was at a friend's birthday party, and the DJ toward the end of the night played Love Like Blood. And I went, oh my God, I'm going to be talking about this song tomorrow. And do you know what this song, and sometimes I don't stop talking. And yeah, until I realize, just say you want to hear the song and it's a good song and keep it moving. But my mom brings that up all the time, that I took her to a talk show and she still loves him. And anytime I'm at any kind of venue and they start just playing music and it's like, I don't know, gothy and whatever it is, this song comes on and I go nuts. I love it so much. but I never wanted to create an act to it because it is repetitive and it's a long song, you know?
Yeah, you can do it. I believe in you. Let's play.
You must have danced to this song. Spiders, yeah. Cobwebs, yeah.
I'm going to use this opportunity to tell the audience at home that if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, and you're listening to a slightly abbreviated version, where I fade this one out for purposes, if you would like to listen to the full-length version as well as see my beautiful face and read the lyrics, you can go to We Burlesque on patreon.com/We and for some dollar bills. Dollar people, you'll have this episode and all the others. After FEM APPEAL's final selection, we then do Viktor's hidden bonus track where I play a song from my collection of my series of memories that I selected just for this very episode. So I'm excited.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to find out what your last song is.
I think I need to, yes, I've got it. So my last song is a song that has, because of the act, has brought me a lot of stage time and accolades. And it was where I won my first legitimate award at Alternatives, the What the Fuck Award for Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln is a great story about having a benefit for your friend's visa issues so that that person can stay in the country. So we put together a theme show, and every act was supposed to be American themed or whatever. And somebody said, "Hey, Fem, I heard you have an Abraham Lincoln act." And I was like, "Who said I have an Abraham Lincoln act? I don't have an Abraham Lincoln act. The only thing is I'm associated with Abraham Lincoln because it's a joke about how when he was president, he dated me, you know, and then he emancipated everybody because of me. But also Kitty Nights was $5, and people would just give me anything with his face on it. And then we were putting together the benefit show, and I said, I found music for my Abraham Lincoln act, and it's Centuries, the Gazo remix by Fall Out Boy. And I recently learned in a year or so that a person that I performed with is the person who wrote the song. So I used to do a show at Webster Hall, Trash. I think it was called Trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one year I was on with they had musical guests and stuff, Semi Precious Weapons and Justin Tranter, who wrote Century. And I'm like, holy shit. So it's not that he knows that I do this or that I want to be like, hey, I knew you, but it's almost a full circle moment about like, you could be like in a show with somebody and the next time you see them, they're famous. And now you get to honor you and them at the same time by using their music. But if, you know, or, hey, stop using my song, you know, but I would hope, but I love this song so much. And the thing is, it has to be the Gazo remix, because if you hear the regular version, it doesn't have as much going on. It's good, but this one has like, I get to do some crazy popping and locking on stage. I'm kidding, I can't pop and lock, but you know what I'm saying.
You do some stuff. You know some stuff. You bust out the silk fans for one.
Yes. And they're your silk fans that I still have.
Yeah.
Remember you gave them to me?
I gave them to you. I did.
But I still have them. So every time I do it, you're with me. No, but it's funny before I knew fans, I think I had pom-poms or something, like cheering.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
And that was not it. That was not, so the fan, and I think I don't know, but I think you suggested maybe try fans. And I was like, oh, I don't have fans. And this was back in the Parkside Lounge days that we always had those backstage, you know, try this, do this. I have that. I recommend this. Anyway, I still have those fans. So
you gotta keep going.
You.
You gotta mix it up. You gotta try. See, I would never call you an old dog, but you have to sometimes teach an old dog new tricks every once in a while.
And that's why I'm glad I have hosted. In the beginning of my Kitty Nights career, that would have been a very different show. But, you know, through the years, I've hosted maybe 3 or 4 times. And once was like, hey, I need somebody to host. Nasty Canast is getting ready. And I'm like, what? But it's, you do have to challenge yourself in order to continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Work in progress forever, baby.
Damn. All right. This is Centuries, the Gaza remix from Fall Out Boy.
Ah, so good.
When you're, as someone who has all of these acts in your closet, in your back pocket ready to go technically, and you probably have a good dozen or so that you can rotate to, if not more than that you get regularly booked for. How recently have you created an act?
Oh, I'm doing a show on Sunday, Let Them Eat Cake, and it's a aerial cabaret and burlesque, and it's for performers over 50, and they invited me, and I created a new act. And I basically built this act around an outfit that I wanted, that I saw on Amazon, that I'm looking forward to debuting, because I'm like, when can I wear this? Well, wherever I want, but I can't wear it to work. But I built an act around this sequin suit and short set. And then I knew basically what story I wanted to tell. And it's a Glass Animal song featuring someone else. But I've been listening to the song for the last 3-4 months. And just today, I made sure I had everything I needed for the act, because it's this Sunday. Like, which shorts are better? Or do I want this? Or what pasties? But I'm excited for it because it's also, it's not a monster or a demon, but it is an avatar like her. It's, in my head, I'm in a video game. Don't ask me what the quest is. I'm just in there, and I got shit that I need to do. And sometimes you're kicking ass, and then sometimes you're in a dance contest. And it's life or death. If you don't win, you're beheaded. So you got to literally dance your ass off. So.
But what's the act? That's just your life. That's just your.
So what I wanted, and I couldn't do it to myself, is I wanted to get one of those little motorized cars that children have. Dumb idea.
Well,
but it would look great on stage. Like, I don't mean it's a dumb idea to, you know, if I could one day do that and have storage for it. But the point is, I immediately thought, I need a car. And then I thought, can I do anything else? And I'm like, well, you don't have roller skates right now. You don't have a scooter. Yeah, you need a car, but you'll have a chair. So make it work. Yeah.
Oh, FEM APPEAL.
So yeah, I'm doing a new act. I'm doing
Yeah.
a new act on Sunday.
Very cool.
We'll
Very
see
cool.
how it goes.
Yeah. But I mean, for anyone who doesn't know your work, we talked. I don't remember if we talked about it on the record or off because we were chatting a little bit before I hit record. But the documentation, obviously, we were talking about how it didn't quite exist back in the day.
Right.
But there's a few scant photos of you as early days as Blade and a few as what's the Twilight Zone character that you do?
Oh, Canamet.
Yes.
From
Yeah.
To Serve Man. I love that. I love that act. Love it. But like stuff that didn't survive because it was probably jankier. My Storm act, my Gingerbread. There's so many Incredible Hulk.
I remember your Storm. You did Rock Me Like a Hurricane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
And you were specifically 70s, 80s Storm.
That's correct, which is why I
headdress.
was very girly. All my bits were hanging out. I couldn't hide. Yeah. That was an act where like everybody was like, I love that act. And I'm like, yeah, of course you do. Like, because it was more sexual and more skin than I normally show because I was portraying her.
Yeah. Have you gotten over the being naked on stage?
Oh my God. I mean, I still don't want like a nip slip or hello, that's my other mouth talking. I don't want any of that. But I don't mind. My body is my body and I've grown very fond of it.
Lovely.
Yeah. Because the other thing is, what choice do I can't go to the store and get another one.
Not at these prices.
Not at these prices. No.
Yeah, I get you.
And the tariffs.
If Lincoln was here, he would never have allowed these tariffs to go unchallenged.
No, not at all. I love you, baby.
I want to say, so for Viktor's hidden bonus tracks, the song that I have selected is actually a FEM APPEAL memory. I don't always do that for these. I don't always pick a song that has to do with the guest. But I remember us actually at the Cow, the Celebration of Whimsy. That would be East Side Highway. Also shares an area with the Parkside Lounge, and a little bit further down was the Slipper Room, and we went there after. I remember, I believe Matt Knife was part of this. Velocity was there, so it must have been a Velocity show because a Badass was at Celebration for a while.
It was.
Dick Jones was there, and this song came on, and you and I danced to it. And so I'm including it as part of Viktor's hidden bonus track, as it is a memorable moment. I don't even know if you remember what song it was, but you'll know it when you hear it, because it is Bizarre Love Triangle.
Oh my gosh, I love New Order. I finally got to see them last year.
Did you? How was it?
Incredible. And like, I have loved them forever, seriously. And I had never, for whatever reason, gotten tickets or whatever, but I've seen New Order bands adjacent. But I really, really wanted to see them. So Clara got tickets for Pet Shop and New Order. And I've seen Pet Shop like 3 times, but New Order never disappoints. Like, I didn't grow up listening to a lot of male-fronted music. I used to, not even Joy Division. I love my pop divas. I loved my pop divas, and I liked my musical theater. And I didn't really listen to a lot of guys, so I don't have any association of New Order until I started working with folks who did. So this song I will always associate with you because it was probably the first time I heard it. Yeah. That I remember. So. Oh my God. Us goth dancing. That's a great song. I love dancing, and this is what I miss about all of us being in the same area at the same time,
Mm.
especially after a show. The
Hmm.
dance parties.
Yeah. Yeah. That was part of it. I mean, there was, I mean, to a certain degree, I mean, Rock Bar changed things up a little bit because the sex parties or the jockstrap parties became more profitable, and you can't get mad at them for wanting money.
Right,
You
right,
can't.
right.
But there was an era where it was Petrified and Guest, sometimes Hazel, sometimes other drag performers, and then White Elephant, and then we would just groove for a while we waited for the Bears to show up for their
Okay,
party.
okay. Interesting.
You know,
Hmm.
we would just dance.
Yeah. But I miss that.
Yeah.
And when Killing Joke came on last night, I had already stayed past the time I wanted to stay. And I was like, I love this. I got to go. And I left. But I knew we would talk about it today. And it's
Yeah.
crazy that I just heard it yesterday.
I didn't
But
actually ask you. You said you saw them live. Do you remember what your first concert was?
my first concert, Duran Duran, at Madison Square Garden.
Wow. During the Rio days, or
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
that's a good time. That sounds like a good
It
time.
really, really was like, and then I got to see them again at Barclays Center all these years later, like when Barclays was new. But they're still great. I still love them. Depeche Mode, Duran Duran, still love them. And I've used Duran Duran and Depeche Mode throughout my time in burlesque, in different acts. Um, yeah, and usually the slower stuff because that gives me. I feel like the dancier Depeche Mode and Duran Duran songs are already like a music video in my
Hmm.
head, so I don't need to do it. But the slower stuff gives me something else to do and think about.
It's hard to dance to a hit because there again
Right,
the
right,
preconceived notion is there. Yeah.
correct, correct.
Yeah. I'm actually going fairly basic. So I have a show in, by the time this comes out, I don't actually remember when this is coming out, but I have a show in Vegas coming up. I've never performed in Vegas.
No way!
Yeah, I'm going to
That's
Vegas.
awesome!
Yeah,
Congratulations!
thank you. And I'm like a little devil boy for it. So I didn't want to go
Okay,
straight up Satan. I didn't want to go Satan because
okay,
that's a lot to live up to. So I'm
okay.
going a little more minion.
Gotcha.
Uh, but like with like a leather jacket kind of like cool there vibe about me. And I was like, how complicated do I want this to be? I'm gonna do Sympathy for the Devil. It's a remix of Sympathy for the Devil, and
I
it's a
think that's
remix.
great. I
I
think
was
that's
like,
great. I love
let's
a
not
remix.
let's
Yeah,
not play against some things.
right,
Like let's
right.
use it. And
Absolutely.
it's a remix of the Guns N' Roses version because I find the Guns N' Roses version a little bit more driving, a little
Yes.
bit more upbeat, a little bit
Right,
more
right.
urgent than
Okay.
the original Rolling Stones version is a little bit more of a groove, and I wanted something with a little bit more energy.
Gotcha.
So I'm doing that, and I'm very excited. So you gotta go with some obvious choices. It's burlesque.
Oh,
We play
for
with tropes.
sure.
We play with tropes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
But
but
I love this. I was really excited about this because it was hard to do. You said no more, no less, and I was like, "Fuck! I have 13. I have all right. I'll take this." So I definitely trimmed it down and took things out. Like, what's more meaningful, this or
mm,
this? It's all meaningful because it's music, and no matter what, you can hear a song and it instantly takes you back to a moment,
hmm.
and it's usually a wonderful moment. Yeah. Anyway,
Well, thank you for
thank
doing it.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
I,
Thank you, library.
I consider you, I know I don't see you a whole lot, but you are a friend and a confidant and
Always.
someone that I treasure. You helped change the trajectory of my performance life and my real life. And
Oh, I will love you
partially
forever.
your fault.
Seriously.
It's partially your fault. Thank you.
Like, and I enjoyed creeping you out and making you uncomfortable. And also when I needed to hear it, like, hey, I'm shutting that down. Please and thank you. Respectfully. Yeah. But yeah, like, I feel like you are somebody that was like, I hear you're intimidating, but I'm not intimidated. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And there's something to be said about like you're fearless. You're just being who you are, and like we've had a good time. And you know, some of the things I've never been offered my own like residency somewhere, you know? Like that will forever mean something to me. Like it was a wonderful time, and it was also like, yeah, I have enough acts to do a month or whatever, you know? So that was really cool, and I appreciate it. So thank you.
My pleasure.
And I'm glad that even though I'm not doing any of this, I'm glad it exists. Like
what are
the
you
people
doing?
who are doing meaningful pod. I'm still working a job that I'm like, I've been too long at, but I'm also like having fun with burlesque still. So I can't leave the burlesque and I can't leave the job because I have to live. I have to eat. I need a place to lay my head. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right. Well, sweetheart, I will let you continue on with your day.
Okay.
As we are 3 hours difference in
sure
time.
Are. When I go home, I'm going to make myself some dinner.
Ooh.
And talk to my dead dad. No, I will say, no, he's right there in the living room. I have conversations with
That's
him.
Good.
I'm not making fun. Like I told him I was doing this and I'd be back later. So, but thank you. And I'm sorry to hear about Sam.
Thank you. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
Yes,
a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He was the best. So,
yeah.
Yeah. But he's I don't know if he's around. I don't know. He's not knocking shit over. I know that. But, if he crossed the Rainbow Bridge, that's quite a right to it. I understand. He was here a long time. He was here around a long time.
Yeah. He was lovely.
He was at least 16 and a half. He might have even been as old as 18. So who the hell knows?
That's an old man.
That's an old man.
Yeah.
So, well, mwah. Be well, and I will see you one day soon.
Triangle. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Yes. That's wonderful. Okay. Have a good night.
Good night to her.
Yes.
I love you.
Bye. Love you too.
The music that made We is produced by Viktor Devon. We Burlesque Podcast Network is the creation of me, Viktor Devon. Podcast artwork is by Logan Lefeur. We Burlesque and podcast cover art photography is by Attica Stevenson. The theme song, On a 45, is by This Way to the Egress and is used with permission. Incidental music is via Pixabay under the Fair Use Doctrine. Visit WeBurlesquePodcast.com for notes on this and every episode. You can follow We Burlesque and Viktor Devon on just about every platform, spell @ symbol before it, and remove all the spaces. You can also support the podcast via patreon.com/WeBurlesque or via Venmo by searching VIKTORBEVONNE. Don't got the cash? Who does? Please follow, subscribe, and get 5 stars on every platform you can get your hands on. It really does help. All original material is owned by Viktor Devon and White Elephant Burlesque Corporation. All of the materials are property of their respective copyright. No infringement, while likely, is intended. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair uses are used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All rights and credit go directly to the rightful owners. No copyright is infringement intended.